Have you ever sat in front of your laptop, staring at a blank screen, telling yourself, "Okay, I'll start in just a minute," and then, somehow, an hour goes by and all you've done is scroll through TikTok, open the fridge 5 times, or reorganize your desk? Yeah, you're not alone. That's procrastination. But here's the crazy part. It's not just about being lazy. Behind procrastination, there's an actual psychological battle going on inside your brain. Chapter 1. The Brain's Time Illusion. We like to think we've got plenty of time. The truth? Our brains are wired to prioritize short-term comfort over long-term benefits. That's why watching Netflix right now feels way more reasonable than working on that report. In your head, there's a constant fight. The amygdala, your emotional brain that craves comfort, versus the prefrontal cortex, your rational brain that knows the deadline's coming. And guess who usually wins? The one that says, "Let's just relax for a bit." Chapter 2. Fear Hiding in Plain Sight. Most people think procrastination equals laziness. But a lot of the time, it's actually about fear. If I start now, what if I fail? What if the work isn't good enough? So, instead of facing that possibility, we delay. If things go wrong later, hey, it's not our fault. We didn't have enough time. See how sneaky that is? Procrastination is like a psychological shield, protecting us from disappointment, while slowly destroying us. Chapter 3. The Dopamine Trap. Here's the ugly truth. Procrastination feels good. When you scroll social media, binge a show, or play a game, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, instant pleasure. And that pleasure? It's addictive. You know it's a trap. You know you'll regret it later. But the brain doesn't care. It just wants that quick high. And the more often you do it, the deeper you fall into the cycle. Chapter 4. The Guilt Spiral. And then, guilt kicks in. You procrastinate, you feel good for a second, the deadline gets closer, you panic, you rush through the work, the result is half-baked, you regret it. And here's the worst part. That guilt convinces you that you're lazy or undisciplined, which only makes you more likely to procrastinate again. It's a vicious cycle. Chapter 5. The Perfectionist's Curse. Here's a twist you probably didn't see coming. Perfectionists are the biggest procrastinators. Why? Because if you expect perfection, you're terrified to start. If the result isn't flawless, you'll see yourself as a failure. So what do? You stall. You delay. You'd rather not begin than risk not being perfect. In other words, perfectionism, that thing people often brag about, might actually be your biggest enemy. Chapter 6. The Time Inconsistency Trap. Psychologists call this time inconsistency. It's when your brain undervalues future rewards and overvalues what's right in front of you. That's why we say we want to be healthy but still grab the donut. Or we want success but choose YouTube instead of working. It's not just weakness, it's literally how the human brain is wired. Chapter 7. Outsmarting the Brain. So are we doomed? Not really. You can't erase procrastination, but you can outsmart it. Here's how. The 5-minute rule. Tell yourself you'll only work on something for 5 minutes. The hardest part is starting, and once you do, you usually keep going. Break it down. Don't say, "I have to write a thesis." Say, "I'll write 1 paragraph." Reward yourself. Trick your brain. Finish a task, then give yourself that dopamine hit. Fake deadlines. Don't wait for your boss or professor. Make your own earlier deadline to add pressure. It's not about willpower. It's about hacking the way your brain works. Chapter 8. The Hidden Side of Procrastination. Now here's the part that might surprise you. Procrastination isn't always bad. Sometimes, delaying actually helps. Think about it. Some of the best ideas in history didn't show up when people were grinding non-stop. They came when people were walking, showering, daydreaming. Steve Jobs was notorious for delaying decisions because he believed creativity needed space to breathe. So maybe procrastination isn't the enemy. Maybe the real question is, are you procrastinating to escape or procrastinating to create? Procrastination isn't just laziness. It's fear. It's a dopamine addiction. It's a trick of the brain. But it's also, sometimes, a doorway to creativity. So the next time you catch yourself scrolling instead of working, stop for a second and ask, am I running away, or am I giving my brain room to find something bigger? Because here's the twist. Maybe procrastination doesn't always mean you're wasting time. Maybe, just maybe, it's teaching you how to use time differently.